Ben's in his natural habitat. That's a lot of dust. Howdy folks, I got help today. Benjamin's here.
Cheap help.
Cheap help. So we're gonna start the sanding on the chassis here. We went and picked up at Hobo Freight, picked up the little sander blaster thing with the media. So we're doing that, and I also got my Eastwood wheels, so we're just gonna go to town.
Yeah.
But what are you talking about? We are painting. We're
Painting
painting
with
all
glass.
We're painting with glass. It's all over the ground
Isn't
now.
that a type of art? Glass paint?
You ready?
I'm ready. I'll make sure I pull up my pants.
Your pants are okay. All right. As Ben hugs the frame as tight as he can.
Wait. Hold.
Well, you're loosening it just
go.
with your mind.
Go. Yeah.
Look at that.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Voila! Oh, it's so much better.
Look at all that glass got under there too.
Who would have put that there?
I don't know.
You know anything about that?
You decided not to go with the zombie apocalypse.
I didn't-
Spikes up front, so we're removing it.
We gotta. Ben's sad about that. That's okay. I disappointed him. So this is the first and last time he's ever coming over because he doesn't want my company.
Oh, come on, you would never have to go deer hunting. You could just smoke one, bring it home. Dinner, ready to go. That's welded on.
It is.
So,
Fun.
option, we can grind it off.
Well, not just the mask lines, but folks, I'm whiter than white. Gosh dang, that stuff's nasty. That chassis looks different, don't it? My goodness. So like all the spots that they still look somewhat rusted there, we've hit with the sandblaster, so all the major stuff is completely gone. I mean, like, yeah, that turned out amazing. Like, I'm so ecstatic. This is way better than I anticipated. We're still gonna do some more on that, but look at that. Dustpan that up, and then yeah, I think we'll just leave it like that. Wipe this down with some acetone and get it somewhat coated here. So I forgot I had this stuff to convert the small patches of rust that still remain. If we don't get them with the sandblaster, so be it. And there's a few areas that I left for this. Now that I remembered it, it's called Rust Kutter. I've done a ton of research, and one of them was Repair Geek, his YouTube channel. I'll double check on that. And he did a very comprehensive test with Rust Kutter amongst many others, and Rust Kutter came out on top, along with the coating that I'm going to be coating the entire chassis with. With that being said, we have some areas that are still rusted, and I'd like to test this, but it requires... So, apply Rust Kutter in the area and allow it to dry. Product must dry for at least 24 hours before applying oil-based paints, and at least 72 hours for aerosols. So, we're going to apply this onto the chassis. I'm impressed. Check this out. It left this, whitish film, and obviously we didn't sand any of these parts up in here, and it still got to some of it. You can tell what was very, very light rust turned into this black. It turned it back to metal, essentially, and that's what it's supposed to do. I did douse all this, and obviously it just can't do thick rust. It can do surface rust, but that's a little thicker. But then this, we never touched this piece, this flat piece, with any sanding tool. I sprayed all of that back in there, and it got a lot done. I think it just needs, it didn't sit on there good enough. Like, it sat on the top stuff. Like, you can see it's still here, sitting on the top of the spring bucket. And all that has been eaten away. That's because there's just the same amount of rust there was right there, and now it's gone. So I think the biggest problem is gravity. It's just, it doesn't have a spot to sit. So overall, this is like a bajillion % better than what it was. And even if I just coated all the way back to the cab here, I can guarantee this would last more than my lifetime. So even into my son's. Rust Bullet. It's the Duragrade. On Amazon, I got it for $189.99. $189.99. Spendy. But I wanted the best stuff I could find, and this was the best results, even over PR15. Apply in even coats. The first coat must be generous enough to soak through the rust to the steel or iron beneath, with additional coats of Duragrade applied to completely seal the first coat. Since I got this wiped down, it's ready, and I'm going to do the inside of this. Even with the rust there, I'm going to see how it works, because I'm curious for some of the tighter areas. I mean, we're not going to get the rust fully down unless we strip every piece off from each other, and I'm not going to go that far, because then we'd be here till like 2060 trying to finish my truck. So, all right. Ooh, that's thick. What do you guys think? Is this stuff gonna work, or is it gonna come flaking off? If it does, it's because of user error, not the actual stuff. I know that. Oh my gosh, I think it's self-leveling. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. A rust bullet. Thank you guys. Holy smokes, this is some real nice coating. And I'm sure like most chassis coatings turn out roughly the same, but dang, that's got some nice shine gloss to it. I know it's still wet, but even well folks, that's pretty epic, I have to say. So huge shout out first to Eastwood. Thank you so much for making the contour surface conditioning tool that with that 40 grit drum. Oh my goodness, that does some work. And huge shout out to Rust Bullet for their coating material. I'm looking forward to seeing the results years to come. I know it's going to be impeccably amazing. So just thank you guys so much, and a huge thank you to my buddy Ben for coming out and helping me sand everything down. I couldn't have done half of this in the amount of time that we did without his help, so thank you so much. And yeah, next episode we're gonna be sanding down the I-beams and the radius arms, putting the new bushings in, and then putting this same coating on, and then reinstalling everything. I just said, let's just send the I-beams as is and call it a day. I don't think the alignment's going to be off enough for that to matter. So if you enjoyed today's episode along with the others, please check out the others, like, subscribe, it really helps the channel. And yeah, until next time, God bless, love y'all. Peace.